Hey everyone, it's Eric here from Garden Fork Radio and Garden Fork the video shows. We're just taking a little bit of a break off for Christmas and post Christmas, and I'll update you on all that. We went up to the house, and I thought I would get a ton of stuff done. I brought my big computer up there. I brought a bunch of backup hard drives, and I was up there for 10 days, and I got really nothing done except a little Christmas thank you video that I put up on YouTube. And of course, I have to put it on iTunes because I forgot. But John, this fellow John, who knows who he is, sent me these red silicone thermal gloves for when you take hot things out of the oven, because he didn't want to see me burn my hands anymore. So that was really cool. A couple of neat Christmas cards as well. And I'll be reading those. And Rick and I are going to record a show in a couple of days, and I'll post that next week. But just to kind of keep you guys in podcasting, I guess would be the word. I don't know if you realize, but there are about what are we at? 360 now? So 360. There are 260 episodes of Garden Fork Radio. In iTunes, I think only the most recent 100 are available. And we'll be trying to fix that. I'm going to change the RSS feed for that. For all you geeks, I'm going to move away from the PowerPress WordPress plugin, which controls our category podcasting feed. And I think I'm going to hand code the podcasting feed from now on. I just like a little more control. I just putting the control of the feed in someone else's hands always gives me pause. So there you go. Anyway. This is an episode from 2 years ago, another winter one where Rick and I are talking about snow and gardening and stuff. And for newer listeners, I thought you might like to hear something from the past. And if you've already heard this one, maybe you want to listen to it again, because I actually re-listen to podcasts that I listen to as well. So enough ums. Again, if you want to get our email newsletter every week, that's where you kind of find out where Eric's head is at for the most part. news@gardenfork.tv. Send an email to news@gardenfork.tv. There should be a clickable link in the info section of this podcast if you're listening to the bot in the iTunes podcasting app, or just go to the site, and on the front page on the right hand side there's a little field. You can type in your name and boom, you're signed up. You have to click on your email to verify you want to get it, because it's the anti-spam CAN Act thing. But there you go. So I want to just give you Rick and Eric from a couple of years ago talk about gardening and stuff. All right? See ya.
Okay, launch it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Garden Fork Radio. We're back with Rick.
Hey, how is everyone?
We're good. There's about 10 inches of snow here. We just had the, what did they name the storm? The northeast storm?
Oh, I haven't paid attention. They're naming them now?
Well, the Weather Channel named it. I think just so they had a hashtag for Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And some of the other weather people weren't pleased with that, evidently, that they
just picked a name and did it. Yeah. Gee, I don't know what it is. I guess I'm out of the loop. We're just back from a little trip to Florida, and I'm, busy getting all the books and all the stuff done that needs to be done when you're gone for a couple of weeks. So I'm kind of out of the loop on all of that.
That's okay. There were just some snow happened up here.
Some snow, yeah. Well, but it's pretty devastating on top of the damage that Sandy did.
Yeah, I mean, New York, it's not that bad here. I mean, for people that sustained the hurricane damage, it sets them back again.
Right.
But we're, Boston basically got the brunt of it there.
Of the storm?
Yep.
Well, we got down here in Virginia Beach, we got maybe inch and 3/4. So, and a lot of wind. We had a lot of wind last night, but it just went on past us. So, haven't even been to the greenhouse since we got back yet. It's something I intend to do today. All
right. Well, my thing today was to start some seeds, actually.
It's time. It's actually past time, isn't it?
It's kind of a roll of the dice here, but I decided I was going to I rebuilt one of my plastic hoop houses, which I made a video about, which I'll be posting. And I refined my grow lights. I built a grow light stand for the grow lights, and I made a video about that, which we'll be posting this weekend with this show.
Okay.
And I'm going to start some salad greens because that's the basically salad greens can grow. They don't necessarily germinate in cold weather, but they can grow in cold weather.
Right.
Because I've always been led to believe that you could like sow them and then they'll just come up. But I was reading that their germination temperatures are higher than I thought. But once you got them going, they can tolerate cold weather.
Well, that makes sense when you kind of think about it. Just somebody has to explain it to you. I hadn't thought about it. We have in my bedroom/office. We talked before about I have the heated floor under the tile.
Yeah.
And perfect for germination. Just set my trays out on the floor and it keeps them nice and toasty, and don't have to spend any extra energy on it.
Yeah, I in the back of my mind is to buy one of those rubber heated mats, the germination mat.
Right.
But they're not cheap.
They're not cheap, but I tell you, just a regular heating pad, like for medicinal purposes on your arm or something when you have a sore muscle,
right,
is way too hot, even at the low setting usually.
They also, I don't know what year they changed this, but they time out after 20 minutes or so.
Well, that's not good.
They turn off.
Well, people have been known to fall asleep with them on their skin.
Yep.
And then burn themselves. So I can see that.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
No, that's a very bad thing.
Also, and this is a bit of a tangent, but because I've been through a lot of back pain, you want warm, moist heat, and you don't want it for a long period of time, 20 minutes. Because after that, according to my physical therapist, it has a negative effect, actually.
No, I did not know that.
And alternating between warm, moist heat and ice packs is another way to relieve, like if the muscles are in spasm and they're locked up. Here they come. Hey!
Yeah, I hear them.
The Labradors just let themselves in the apartment because they can do that.
Really? No, they can't do that.
Well, we don't lock the door, so.
Well, but how they do the doorknob?
The door isn't always very closed, and they just push it open. So.
Oh. I hear the camera operator.
The camera operator is arriving. So, hey.
Oh, is it a show?
Yeah.
Hi, show.
Hi, camera operator.
Hi, camera operator. But anyway, so if you're using a heating pad for a sore back or a sore muscles, alternate between moist heat and ice packs. And they make these kind of flexible ice packs just for, they're in the farm. They sell in the drugstore. You'll see them. Because like a regular ice pack freezes solid, and these kind of ice packs are flexible, so you could wrap it around your knee or wrap it around your ankle, and yet they're frozen, so it's really cool.
Wow. Well, so far I haven't needed that, and I have trouble with the idea of putting anything cold on me this time of year.
Yeah. But it is not too early at all to be starting seeds, especially for people in the southern half of the country. But up here in the northern half, I'm going to start them just in the warm apartment, and then when they start to pop up, I will put them under the grow lights. I'm just not a big fan of the window. Putting them in the window, I think they get too long and stringy.
Oh, yeah. The light needs to be almost touching them, and it needs to be kind of adjustable so you can raise the light as the plants grow.
Right.
So that they'll grow nice and thick and not leggy.
And you have quite a rig for that. There's a blog post on our site that you did showing the pictures of your lighting rig.
Yeah, well, it's that sailor background. I've got blocks and tackles and cleats and all kinds of stuff, to just raise this 2-bulb light up and down.
The other thing, everybody, is, people argue about this, but I have found that personally is not a big difference whether you're using the grow lights that they sell or just regular warm whites or cool whites in the bigger picture.
Did we talk about this on the air? Somebody told us about the 4 lights and 2 different ballasts. Do you remember this?
Yeah, one of our viewers wrote in, and there are some lights that have 4 bulbs in one fluorescent fixture, and the 2 outer bulbs are on one ballast, and the 2 inner bulbs are on a second ballast. And you could put warm white bulbs on the outside, fixture receivers, and then 2 cool white bulbs on the inside, so you could have a mix of color temperatures.
Right, and they actually have different wattages and startup strengths and whatnot, so you need to match them so that you have same bulbs on one ballast.
Right,
So,
you don't want to mix bulbs on the same ballast because the bulbs burn out faster.
well, they're too expensive as it is.
Yeah.
Although, not bad. I'm planning this year to continue the tomato project. I was going to splice graft tomatoes.
Oh, neat.
Last year, and the ones that I was growing as rootstock just had a almost total failure. And so I'm going to try to do grafting, and I'll take some pictures and a little video about that.
I have never done that.
Well, it looks pretty easy. I got everything except the rootstock tomatoes. I'm going to order a fresh set of seeds. I think the seeds were just bad for some reason.
Oh.
They just barely sprouted and just died out. But there are, and I have seen, there are YouTube videos, particularly if you go to like Johnny's Seeds.
Yep.
You can see how it's done, and it's pretty easy using new plants. But and then a little clamp, just a little clippy, really, and then put them in the dark for a few days and let them heal. And you can get a good rootstock, which is our problem here. The tomatoes you want to grow, the rootstock is just really overcome by a lot of the funguses and stuff here.
Yeah.
The blights. And so if you can get a good rootstock on there, you can still grow the great tomatoes. We'll find out.
Huh. Neat. Can you hear the dogs eating in the background?
I can.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, no. But let's see. Mr. Zeke, he's fighting a little urinary tract infection. We had to take him to the vet the other day.
What did they give him some pills or?
Yeah, and there's essentially in human form it's called Peridium. It changes the urine kind of a warning orange color, but it soothes the burning sensation and urgency. And I think he's kind of impressed with that right now because he not only can he go around throwing that manly Karen scent around, but he can throw out a stream of warning orange urine now and leave it on things. And he really got the Rottweilers around here wound up.
So I rebuilt one of my hoop houses. I put new plastic on it and I put some new pieces of wood on it. And I'm thinking I might be better off making a new one instead of using PVC as the arches to use some electrical conduit pipe.
I think it's a really good idea.
Be a little more robust that way.
Yep. Yeah, PVC is unless you get it. Yeah, it's just so whippy in the smaller diameters. Even though 3/4 inch is pretty whippy when you do a hoop.
Yep. And I've been finding some blog posts about it, and people are like, "Oh, you can do this for $50," and then, but their caveat is, they're like, "Oh, well, I just found this all by scrounging around, and it looks like brand new PVC," and I'm like, that's a little misleading there.
Yeah. PVC is great stuff, but I think the conduit, even the gray plastic conduit that they sell is a good deal stiffer than the PVC, I've noticed.
Yeah, the plastic electrical conduit is for outdoors, and I'm going to actually take a look at that stuff as well. I was thinking metal conduit and building a form to bend the arches, basically, and then I think it would be a little more robust, and I could still use. Also, some people have suggested, going and buying a piece of greenhouse rated plastic rather than just, the plastic you buy at the orange or blue store.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it just seems to get kind of wind whipped and beat up anyway. And I'm wondering if the expense of the greenhouse plastic is it stronger or is it just UV stable or?
It's UV stable. I use the Orange Store's plastic on the sides of my greenhouse, and I have to replace it every year. It gets cloudy and brittle, but during the summer, you want to raise it up anyway or take it off so you can get some airflow in there. But the stuff over the greenhouse, which is just a big commercial hoop house, and it's getting really gray, or dim, but it's been up there for I think almost 10 years now, and it's pretty UV stable. It also is. I haven't tried this yet. I've talked to people who do it. When they stretch the plastic over the hoop house, they will take straw the entire length of the hoop house and lay it out and burn it. And the rising heat will cause the plastic to soften. And then when they pull it down, it really tightens over the ribs.
Huh.
And then you secure it. And what that does is add a good deal of structural stability because the skin is so tight. And it beats some of that whipping around.
Who knew?
Now I think I look at that and go, wow, that never goes wrong.
Right.
Because, a little too big a fire and a little too much heat, and you could ruin these commercial greenhouses. That's about $2,000 worth of plastic.
Yeah, maybe you could use a heat gun instead. I don't know.
Well, for, something that's 30 foot wide and 100 feet long, heat gun might not work too well, but the whole idea is just to get enough heat up into the top to get the plastic a little bit soft so you can stretch it tight.
I bet a kerosene heater, the salamander type kerosene heater might do a good job with that because it's like a forced air kerosene heater.
That might, yeah.
Mine is broken right now. It won't start up, and I think the little igniter glow plug thing is gunked up.
I had a heater in the greenhouse, and it was just one of those round kerosene heaters, and it's not working too well either right now. So I just kind of I'm loping along on one cylinder. I'm still trying to decide what to do about the greenhouse. I think we talked before, the raccoons and the rats have just eaten me completely out of this. And so I'm thinking I may have to let that go.
I know. I mean, I've actually read your emails and talked to you, and just so that you can hear a lot of disappointment in your voice about that. So I'm sorry that happened there.
Yeah. Well, it's I put a lot of effort and frankly a lot of cash into it, and so I hate to let it go. But I just can't be doing battle with wildlife all the time. And I don't know, boy. I've even had to resort to putting out rat poison, and I got the rats, and I've killed probably 15, 20 rats.
Yeah, nature wins.
I feel like I'm in New York City.
In New York City, whenever this is the mantra for New York City. Okay, the bus always wins.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're a pedestrian or a car. The bus will always win.
Oh, the train always wins too. We took we went to Florida. And, of course, we're a Navy family, and we got contacts everywhere. And somebody needed one of their cars delivered from here down to Florida to her daughter. They were getting a new car. And so we drove it down. We took the train back. And it was 24 hours on the train. And it wasn't too terrible, but until some jackass in Tampa was texting, drove under the cross bucks and hit the side of the train.
Wow.
And he stopped just as his bumper was contacting it, and it grabbed him and drug him across 4 of the cars or something. And so nobody was killed or seriously injured, but you're just like, man, the bus always wins, the train always wins.
Yeah. There's a reason they have crossing gates.
Yeah.
Wow. So real quick, we both Rick and I have things to do today, but I just wanted to, what did you think of my talks with my neighbor Charlie in the presidential talks?
I enjoy Charlie a lot. I would like to know him.
He talks like that all the time. You could just be sitting there and all of a sudden you're on a tangent about Jimmy Carter or something.
Yeah, but, so I kind of enjoyed it. I also enjoyed your latest video, the making a pizza in the fireplace.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. I got some new ideas for that actually. People have been emailing in some other ways to make pizza in the fireplace. So we're going to make more pizzas in the fireplace.
Yeah, one of the things we did when we moved into this house, it was an all-electric house, and I didn't like being just totally dependent on electricity. So we put in gas from the street, and we have a gas fireplace.
Yep.
But we also have a gas stove. So even if the electricity does go out, we can have a little bit of warmth and can cook. But I hadn't thought about cooking on the fireplace, and that's you're giving me some ideas now.
That's the whole idea of Garden Fork. Just kind of put an idea in your head and go and run with it. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a Dutch oven like that though. That chicken, what do you call it, chicken fryer?
That's what my friend called it. I've seen it also called a combo cooker. We have a link on our site to go buy that on Amazon because we make a little bit of money if you guys shop from click on the Garden Fork Amazon link and then go to Amazon. We get a little finder's fee from them. But yeah, or you can get them in the stores. I don't see them a lot in retail stores. I have seen them online quite a bit. I saw it I was at this food kitchen supply store called Whisk in New York City, right below the Flatiron Building, and 23rd and 5th Avenue and Broadway there, and they had them, but that's Manhattan.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't see that kind of thing around here very much in the stores at all. Of course, I don't go into the stores unless I absolutely have to. So.
Yeah, can't blame me for that. There.
Yeah.
All right, so we both need to go. We have a whole list of things to do in the weekend here, and I want to get my seed started. So we just wanted to say hello, everybody. Hey, if you're on iTunes, would you write us a review for Garden Fork Radio or Garden Fork TV on our iTunes pages there? That would be really great. That helps us with our rankings, I guess it's called.
Well, and it helps people find
and people find the show too.
The show that way.
Yeah, and there's more videos coming out, and if you want to sign up for our newsletter, our email newsletter, send an email to news@gardenfork.tv and you get an auto response, or you can just go to the site and sign up on our gardenfork.tv site as well.
Okay. Well, listen, you have a great weekend. I'm glad you're not suffering in the snow up there.
Nah, we're fine.
Sounds like, that would be crippling in Virginia Beach.
Yeah.
10
Boston
inches
and
of
that got
snow.
whacked, but we're okay here. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later, my friend.
All right. Make it a great day.
Bye-bye.
Garden Fork's theme music is used under license from uniquetracks.com.